Hi, my name's Ian and welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before and you have been here before, then welcome back. While we were away the other week, I started doing a video on how we mount the bikes onto our new bike carrier, and also I thought I'd do a video on the bike carrier itself. So basically the video sort of starts off with us on site when we're mounting the bikes on, but what I'm going to do now, I'm back at home, I'm going to actually show you how the bike carrier fits onto the rear of the van, and then I'll come back to you afterwards. Just we're packing up to actually leave site at the moment, so I thought I'd just do a quick video on this bike carrier that I've got. I've done a video previously on the actual swing system, so that's a Memo Swing is what I've got on there. And then what we've got on here is an XLC double bike carrier, and it can take up to a maximum weight of about 30 kilos on there. So what we have to do with the two electric bikes that we've got over here is make sure we take the batteries out of them, because they are rather heavy with the batteries in. But actually, I'll tell a lie, the overall kilo weightage of this, thinking about it, is 56 kilos I think is what they can take. So with the bikes with the batteries taken out, they come in just under that 56 kilo limit. So we also make sure we empty the panniers as well, make sure there's nothing in those. But yeah, so basically the bikes obviously then fit onto it. So what I'll do is I'll just put my bike on first, which is the first one I normally put on, and then we'll put Leon's on afterwards. So before putting my bike on, I'll just fit in the clamp, which just goes around the rail there, and then we're going to clamp that to the bike in a minute. So that's my bike now onto the rack itself, and then what we do is just tighten this clamp up until you hear it click. Once it's clicked, I'm then going to put the key in there, we're going to lock that up, and then it will just spin round. So the bike's locked in position on there. We do use padlocks on here as well from time to time, depending where we are. And the next thing I need to do is we've got some wheel straps. Just need to go down there, doing it one-handed, it's not the easiest of things to do. There we go. Let's grab it from behind. I'll clamp that wheel in place. And then through that one instead. That's it. And then clamp that one in place. And for Leanne's bike, the clamp looks like this, and it spins around like that. So what you do is that gets hooked around the actual rail itself, and then you push that down afterwards, and that clamp clicks it into position on the rail, and obviously then we clamp it on the other end. So I'll do that next. So I've fixed the clamp section onto the frame around there, and then we've then got the clamp around her frame on here, and again just going to wind that up until it starts to click. We can put the key in there, I'll put that up in a minute. And then the only other things we need to do then is to put the straps through like I did with mine. Oops, it's getting caught around the, I'll do that off camera, I'm just getting caught around the chain at the moment. That's both the bikes now on position on the rack, or in position on the rack should I say. And then we've locked these up now, so that's ready to spin. Can spin should I say, so it can't be undone either way. And the final thing that you end up doing is, obviously at the moment the swing is away from the toe ball, or from the actual, it separated itself, so we just push that in, and you can see then there's a hole there. And then just down here I've got a metal rod which goes down through there, and it has a chain at the bottom where you hook in position, and then it can't come loose. Obviously that's not part and parcel of the XLC thing, it's part of the Memo Swing. What's left to do now is put the waterproof cover on. And this is the cover that I put over the top of its waterproof cover. It's made by a company called Obsidian, I think it's something like that it's called. Yeah, that's the name of it. Got it from Amazon. I think it was about £59 when I bought it, but I've been using this setup now with the carrier and the the cover now for just over a year and found it to be very good. And this has been, it took us on a trip all the way up into Norway and Sweden, and then across into Sweden, then back down into the UK. We covered 4,500 miles with this setup on the back of the van, so it's proved its worth, and I would recommend it to other people. And so I thought I'd do a video on it. And just as a belt and braces, I then use these 2 lace straps just to make sure nothing comes loose. But I mean, the whole cover is clamped in down underneath here as well, and down here. And then you've got these ties up here, and there's also ties that come down through there, and I've got them hooked onto that thing there, and the same on the other side. So yeah, it's I got a funny feeling the XLC rack from memory was about £350 when I bought it, but I was looking for something that would take the weight of the electric bikes on it, because there's a lot of racks out there that won't. So this is the bike carrier in its folded up state. It's an XLC bike carrier. I'm not quite sure what the model number is of it, but we've owned it now for just over a year, probably about a year and a half, and it's took our bikes on a 4,500 mile trip last year when we went all the way up into Norway, across to Sweden and back again. So it's definitely had some use, and it's proved itself as being a very good bike carrier. So what I'll do is it's just in its folded up position at the moment, so I'll just set up the camera so you can sort of see how it all goes back together. It all goes onto the van, should I say, and yeah. So first thing we need to do is remove the tape of the cover. Put that down there. Turn it around and we drop it on. Tilt the table. Put that down that side. And then clicks in position. And that is basically it. And the only left thing to do is to do the number plate, which then just slots over into there. And that basically is the bike's lock, the bike's rack fitted, should I say. It's very, very easy. Comes off, comes on, that easy, and then just make sure it's in the locked position, which it is there now. And then you stick your key in it. Where's my finger? Stick the key in it. You can lock it in position. So that's all on there. And then obviously these clamps are obviously to then clamp the bikes in position. The bike carrier itself comes with a 13-pin socket on the end of it, so you're going to need either 13-pin electrics on your vehicle, or do as I've done here, and you've got a 7-pin. I've got a 7-pin socket on the Towbar on the van, and that goes to a 13-pin adapter, and then the 13-pin plug will then fit into that. I mean, on the Memo Swing itself, it comes with an adapter lead with it, so basically the cable sort of comes round here and it goes all the way around, comes back round the other side here, and then goes to this socket here, which is what I then plug the bike carrier into. I'll also just video the ease of getting the rack back off again. So the first thing we do is we swing the number plate out of the way. Pull the electrics out of the way as well. There. We push the lock switch forward, we pull it up, we pull it up, and the whole thing comes off. Easy peasy. So if you've got any questions regarding the bike carrier, please don't hesitate to ask. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.